When the news first broke that the Titanic, the unsinkable ship, had struck an iceberg, the initial reports were confusing. Some even claimed all passengers were safe. But as the hours turned into days, the horrifying truth began to dawn on the world. The greatest ship ever built had sunk, and more than 1,500 souls were lost in the icy Atlantic. The shock was immediate. But what followed was a wave of grief that swept across entire communities, from the bustling port of Southampton to the heart of New York City. Imagine being in Southampton, England, in April 1912. This city was not just where the Titanic set sail, it was home to most of its crew. Nearly every street had a family with a father, a son, or a brother working on that ship. When the casualty lists were finally posted outside the White Star Line offices, crowds gathered, anxiously scanning the names. The scene was heart-wrenching. Cries of despair echoed through the streets as families discovered their loved ones were gone. Out of over 900 crew members, more than 700 were from Southampton. The loss was so profound that it's said you could walk down certain streets and not find a single house untouched by the tragedy. The grief wasn't confined to the crew's families. The passenger list included some of the wealthiest and most famous people of the era, alongside hundreds of immigrants dreaming of a new life in America. In places like Queenstown, Ireland, the last port of call, families who had waved goodbye to their loved ones just days before were now facing an unimaginable reality. Memorial services were held in churches and cathedrals across the world. In New York, thousands lined the docks, waiting for the rescue ship Carpathia to arrive with the survivors. The stories they brought back only deepened the public's sorrow, painting a vivid picture of heroism, sacrifice, and immense loss. This collective mourning brought people together in an unprecedented way. Relief funds were set up almost immediately, raising millions for the families left behind, especially for the widows and orphans of the crew. Concerts, plays, and even baseball games were held to raise money. The Titanic tragedy became more than a news story. It became a shared human experience. It reminded everyone, from the rich to the poor, of the fragility of life and the power of community in the face of overwhelming loss. The sinking of the Titanic wasn't just the loss of a ship, it was a wound felt by the entire world. A wound that, even today, reminds us of the stories and the people behind the legend. Thanks for watching. If you found this story moving, please like and subscribe for more.